Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today new video about a new exciting instrument I've been using for a couple of months. It's called Enner by SOMA Laboratory, and what makes this instrument unique is like a touch plate based synthesizer, and which means that you need to use your finger or your body to make connection between the part of the synthesizer. So if I wanna have sound, just need to connect like that. So that makes the instrument very experimental and very expressive. And I wanted to talk about because I really feel like this synthesizer is perfect for techno or any kind of noisy, dark FM-ish music you're making. So let's have a look. You have all these parts where there is a black background, which is kind of your audio source where you're gonna generate sound. But as you can see, if I press here, nothing is happening, and you have to connect with the output, which is this triangle in the middle. And then you can hear something. So you have kind of oscillator drone part where you have 5 oscillator that you can pitch. You can do some FM. You can as well have some modulation here. Then you have another part which is with the piezo mic, where you're gonna connect here from here, and you can like piezo mic. If you don't know what it is, it's like a small microphone inside the box, so you can even like tap on the box, or you can play with the string. And then you have another part which is the pulse generator part. It's basically gonna generate kind of pulse. You can check the rate or the tempo here, but which allows you can create either like bass sound or more like a crackling texture. And yeah, now let's talk about this triangle, which you might wonder how it works. First, you can see it's split in two, which means that you have left and right, so you can really play with the stereo. You also have a delay on the top that you can control here with the classic time feedback delay and another bizarre function which kind of had a weird pitch modulation. And then you have the signal as it is raw, and then you have different type of filters. So you will have a high pass filter, band pass filter, second band pass filter more in the mid, and then low pass filter. And then on the bottom you have a noise. And because you have to touch and make connection with your finger, it can really get crazy. You can just like randomly do stuff. And that's the first use I want to show you in the context of a track. So how you can like having your drum running and like playing with the synth, trying different things, trying different connection, and kind of create this evolving synth ambience on the background. But first, let's listen just the drums. All right, and this is now the drums plus me performing with the SOMA Enner live on top. So that was really a lot of fun. The way I was using it was this part more like as a weird FM drone pad that you could like create sound. And then here you have more like some pulse crackling texture. And it's really nice with this. Filters and stereo, you can really create different of filtering and stereo effect, which are really nice. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Second thing I wanted to talk about is obviously the piezo, which is really right now up to your imagination. There is a lot of way you can use it. First one, the most obvious, you have a spring. You can kind of using like a guitar and according obviously the length of the string, it's creating higher note. And what I've done is basically I've kind of playing low note with the low pass filter, higher note with a bandpass filter, and even an higher note with another filter. And in the context of the track, you get something like this. So pretty cool. Obviously, you can also play with some rubbers and kind of creating like other type of strings. You can play with different lengths to have different type of note. Another crazy things I've seen is people just throwing like, for example, coins or like metallic stuff. So this is really if you want some kind of crazy glitchy ambience. You can see the coins are making the connection, so I don't even need, and then you can just like that's completely insane. So that can be great as well if you do more some industrial noisy stuff. Another interesting things I found this little spinning stuff that might remind you Inception movie, and the idea is to make it spin around the Enner and use the Piezo mic to record the movement and kind of create this random noise texture that I will use to put in the background. So here is how it sounds. And here is how it sounds in the context of a track. So one thing I have to talk about is this input here. So you can basically inject any signal, so which kind of make the box as a kind of a multi-effect where you can use the filter and the delay to create your own things. But you can then play with I have this Lucifer device as well, which is kind of maybe noisy. So one of the downside of this machine is like I feel like you always kind of make the same type of sound because of the filter and like the FM and noisy crackling things. And I mean, like it does one job, but it does very well. One way I found to avoid that, I created this Ableton rack that was on my channel already, which is called Odd FX. So that's the sound by default. And then with the rack, and I have different presets, so now you kind of have a but obviously I'm using still the same reverb, so I can, if you change the reverb, it's gonna change something different. But I put the link in the description if you wanna grab this rack. It might be great. So yeah, my final thought on the product, I personally love it. Every time I need an ambience now or like a weird drone, I always go there. On the cons, yes, it's kind of always kind of the same kind of ambience noise. Like you will feel like after using it 6, 7, 8 months, you will feel like a bit redundant, but I don't see it as inconvenient because for me, it does one thing and it does it super well. Honestly, it's a really interesting machine. I will probably do another video with some more tricks because you keep exploring the machine month after month and discovering new things. But yeah, hope you like this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon, guys. Bye bye.